Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of AFM. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today, everyone? Today I'll be talking about the practice questions, another set of mixed questions. Before I proceed forward, please share this session among your peers and don't forget to like it as well. And at the same time, since we are covering up this series, we're coming up with something special. But why should I tell you right now? Let's wait. We'll be revealing it together. Matlab the entire team would be revealing it together, not today, but tomorrow. But for that, you have to be there at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow on our YouTube channel, Offices Are 24/7. So stay tuned. We're coming up something really interesting for you, and that would be beneficial for you as well. So till then, with this particular point, let's begin with our session. Along with this, don't forget to like it. So let's begin it, everyone. Uh, Here comes the first question today. That is, which one of the following is not considered to be subsidiary books in the banks? Current account ledger, general ledger, loan ledger, and then is bill discounted and purchase ledger. This is not a subsidiary book. Matlab, this is one of the main books to be kept. So, which book is it? The correct answer is general ledger. ठीक है? Now the correct answer is general ledger. Rebate on bills discounted refers to concessional rate of discount for priority sector, rebate provided to priority customers of the bank, unexpired discount, or none of the above. But the rebate on bill discounted is basically when we are going for the bill, ठीक है? And the one who is supposed to pay, he pays the amount before time. So this is basically a discount that we are giving. It's actually called unexpired discount. Matlab, if I am supposed to pay you on 10th and I pay you before 10th, then in this case, since I'm making the payment before the date, then I have the advantage to have a word with you and reduce my tax liabilities as well. Matlab, my total liability. How do I tell you? I was supposed to pay you 10,000 on, say, 31st of March. But I said, nahi, let's make the payment on 29th of February only. Okay, I made it on 29th of February, 1 month advance. So the interest for 1 month would be deducted and that would be considered as a rebate from the bank. Okay, that is called rebate. Acha, what is the purpose of the cash flow statement in the final accounts, everyone? To show how cash and cash equivalents have changed over a period, to provide details about the customer deposits, to calculate the interest earned on loans, and to summarize the income and expenses. When we talk about the cash flow statement, now this is as per AS3 and Ind AS 7. When we talk about cash flow statement clearly states one thing. It states that देखिए, whatever cash inflow you're making, whatever cash outflow it's going, be it cash inflow or cash outflow, you have to record the cash inflows and outflows accordingly. So in this case, their clear cut point is when we talk about the inflow and outflow of cash, only those things are recorded, and the cash and cash equivalents if they are changing, right? So in this case, rest everything is not considered. So in this case, the correct answer is A only, to show how cash and cash equivalents have changed over a period. Matlab, in the beginning, if my opening cash and cash equivalents were of rupees 10 lakh in total, that includes cash, bank balance, and marketable securities. And in the closing, cash and cash equivalents turned out to be 15 lakh 25,000. There is an increase of 5 lakh 25,000. So I'll try to find out why is this increase there. It can be because of operating activities. It can be because of investing. It can be because of financing. Operating, investing, or financing. Any of these things can happen. Acha. Then we have DSCR ratio. This is one of the ratios which is definitely, I'd seen in the PNB promotion examination so many times now. This is one of their favorite questions. Debt service coverage ratio. This is used for which of the following? Okay, let me tell you about debt service coverage ratio. If I take a loan, I should be able to pay it back. You know, I should prove it to you that I have the ability to pay the amount back. Don't worry. If you give me a loan, if you provide me a loan, then I can pay you back. The banker will ask me that, Acha, ma'am, you really believe that? I go, Hanji. Then show us our books of accounts. Show us that you are earning an amount where your profits can not only cover our money, the debt you have taken from us, but other debts as well. So any compulsory payment that I have to make, I have to divide it by that. And I should be able to clear it up. Judging the margin of safety available before there is a default in repaying the loan. Judging the whether the firm has borrowings disproportionate to its net worth. Then judging the capacity of the firm to service the interest on debt or all of the above. Uh, all these coverage ratios are na very judgmental ratios. You are judging the person ki pata hai whether that this particular person who's standing in front of me has the capacity to pay me back or not. Very rude and harsh words to say. But banks have to do this because if you're giving loan to someone and it turns out to be an NPA, that's the worst nightmare of any bank. And especially the bank managers who are taking care of that particular branch. So the best thing is to find out. And there's no harm. If the person proves out that he can pay it back, then give the entire loan to them. Otherwise, it's time to say no to the particular person because of ineligibility. So in this case, the correct answer is judging the margin of safety available before there is a default in the repayment of loan. Where is the particular surety? Without that surety, how can I give loans to someone? है ना? Okay, goes to the next point. Which one of the following statements is correct about fixed asset ratio? It is the ratio of fixed assets and net worth. It is fixed assets and long-term funds. A ratio of less than 1 indicates that a short-term resource have been diverted for a creation of fixed assets or none of the above is correct. What's the answer, everyone? Fixed assets ratio is basically related to the area of the fixed assets in the entire organization and whether we are using them properly or not. Right? So this is the ratio of the fixed assets to the long-term funds. In this case, we are actually trying to find whether the fixed assets we are using properly or not. Which of the following is not a transaction? Goods are purchased on the cash basis of rupees 1000. Salary is paid for the month of May 2010. Land is purchased for rupees 10 lakh and employee dismissed from the job. When we talk about the transactions, our transactions are individual. Matlab, this happened, that happened. Or this transaction is in monetary terms and it belongs to the business. Not any random transactions are involved. Okay? So in this case, first is monetary term, this is also monetary term, this is also monetary term. But an employee dismissed from the job is not a monetary term. Right? So in this case, the correct answer is an employee dismissed from the job. Following statements are objectives of accounting except providing information about the assets, liabilities, and capital of the business entity, maintaining the records of the business, providing information about the performance of business entity, and providing details about the personal assets and liabilities of the owner. Objectives of accounting includes providing information. Ultimately, you provide the information of your job profile and then maintaining the records of the business. You have to maintain the records of the business and providing the information about the performance of the business. It is indeed true, but this is not to the owner. Acha, this is the same question we did yesterday as well. Apologies. This is the same question. See, my personal records are not going to be recorded now. What will you do with my personal records? But business records are more important and that is supposed to be recorded. Isn't it? Next point. The purchaser's journal records all purchases of goods dealt by in the firm, credit purchases of the goods dealt in by the firm, or cash purchases of the goods dealt in by the firm. Purchase journal. There are different types of subsidiary books, and overall there are 8 type of subsidies. Cash book. Acha, let's write it down. Subsidies. We call it subsidiary books. First is cash book, which records only the movement of cash. Then we have purchase day book, which records only the credit purchase because cash purchases are under cash book. Then we have sales book or sales day book. Okay, everyone. So we have cash book, purchase day book, sales day book. Then we have purchase return. Then we have sales return. Purchase return, sales return. Then we have bills receivable. Then we have bills payable. Apologies for the elevation in the particular area. And then we have bills payable. And the last one is miscellaneous. I hope these are visible clearly and you can have a look at it. Done, everyone? In this case, the answer is credit purchases of the goods dealt by in the firm. In this case, they are talking about the goods now. So you can see these are all the different types of books. Bill receivable, bill payable are a part of it. Then we have the purchase return and purchase. Purchase day book is basically if I purchase the goods on credit, and if I don't like those specific goods and I would like to return it back, it becomes purchase return, or it is also called return outwards. If someone purchased something from me and they didn't like it, then it will turn into a sales return. So these are what we call the subsidiary books. They're called subsidies. The answer is credit purchases of the goods dealt in by the firm. Then is dash principle requires that the same accounting method should be used from one accounting period to the next. Conservatism, consistency, business entity, or money measurement. When we talk about the principle which says same accounting, it doesn't mean that we cannot change it. Always remember, everyone, accounting never said that you have to use only one specific type of method and you are not allowed to use others. You are allowed to use any kind of method as you please. It depends upon the justification. If I ask you, Hanji, why this method, you should be able to answer that, ma'am, the reason behind using this method is rationality. Because of this particular method's advantages, and we are also considering the disadvantages, this method is the best one. That's a clarity. Is it conservatism, consistency, business or money measurement? In this case, it's going to be only one thing, that is consistency. It's fine if we make a change and then we can look forward towards those changes in the best possible way. So that's the answer. The answer is consistency. Next point, reserve share capital means part of authorized capital to be called in the beginning, portion of the uncalled capital to be called only at liquidation, oversubscribed capital or undersubscribed capital. Reserve capital is that part of capital which we are not asking the people to pay right away. We want to wait when the company is dying and we are unable to pay the amounts. Then to make the payments at that point of time, we'll be using it. That is called portion of uncalled capital to be called only at liquidation. When the company is dying, only and only then we seek the amount. portion of the uncalled capital to be called for liquidation. The right shares are of the firm are issued to the direction of the company, are issued to the existing shareholders of the company, are issued to the promoters in consideration of their services, or are issued to the vendor or for purchasing assets. Right shares, matlab this is basically na, you are giving shares to the current shareholders, and this is a benefit that we are providing. Ki, do you want to buy the shares of our company at a lower price? Since you are an old shareholder, we do not want that when we issue new shares, then you lose your share. That means you have a major shareholding. Matlab, the share here doesn't mean the actual share in units. It is basically related to the area of your percentage in the organization. Matlab, currently you are at 10%. As soon as we issue more shares and when the new total will come up, your value declines. So they are telling the people who are already a part of the organization ki dekhiye, if we will do this now, then you will lose your shareholding in terms of the percentage in the total. If you want, you can purchase more, and that too we are providing you at lower price than others. Will it be fine with you? If he says, cool, I would love to buy the shares of the company, then we will give them the shares. Okay. So in this case, that would be what these are issued to the promoters in consideration to their services. No, promoters are not given this. That's a different story altogether. Then they are called promoter shareholders, promoter shares. They are specifically kept for the people who made the company. These are issued on the direction of the company. Everything is at the direction of the company. That doesn't make sense. It is not very different or unique. Are issued to existing shareholders of the company. Yes, it is done to existing because so that they can get more shares, and that too at a lower price. So in this case, the correct answer is they are issued to the existing shareholders of the company. Ind AS is aligned for with which international accounting standards? IFRS, Indian Financial Reporting Standards, International Financial Reporting Standards, or International Accounting Standards, IAS, or Indian Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, or we call it GAAP. वैसे GAAP is normally used in USA. So that's not the one. We are connecting with IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. Now we study IFRS as well, and we are whatever we study in terms of Ind AS, it exists because of IFRS. Okay? Done everyone? Any doubts still here? If there are, then please let me know, and you can also share your details on the YouTube channel in the comment section only. Yeah? I'll be there with you, so we can talk about this. Hello everyone, welcome to Afsara 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the area of AFM. Okay, everyone, starting with a set of practice questions today. First of all, please share this session among your peers and don't forget to like it as well. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then hurry up and enroll yourself in our courses as well and subscribe to the channel. So there are multiple things that I have asked you. Just remember one part, like the particular session and share it, please. Acha, along with this, when we talk about our area of what am I covering in the series, we'll be talking about cluster of questions. Till now, one specific series has already been done in which we have covered all the chapters individually. So we are done with all the chapters individually. So first of all, for a few classes, for a couple of classes, I would say, I'll go with a particular blend of multiple questions, and slowly and steadily we'll move towards case studies, numericals, as well as multiple areas so that you can practice properly till the time the examination is out there. So everybody, let's move on and begin with this. This is your first question. Match the following with list 1 and list 2. Measurement of income or recognition of expense, basis of realization or identification of revenue. Accrues to the equity of owners, recognition of revenue, matching revenues with expenses or accounting period. The codes are 1, 2, 3, and 4. A, B, C, or D. Everybody, go ahead and answer. Measurement of income is rated basis of realization, identification of revenue. Revenue should be recognized when recognition of. Okay. Now, what's going to be the answer, everyone? Measurement of income is related to the matching. Uh, First is C. Measurement of income, matching revenue with expenses. Recognition of expenses is going to be related to the area of accounting period. That would be recorded as per the accounting period. Then basis of realization is the recognition or nahi. This is basis of realization is related to the area of accrues to the equity of shareholders, equity of owners, and the last identification of revenue. Uh, okay, first one is measurement of income. When we talk about measurement of income, this is equal to matching the revenue and expenses. Okay. Then we have second is related to the area of recognition of an expense. It should be recognized in one particular accounting period. So it should be D. So we have C and D here correctly. Then we have basis of realization or basis of realization is recognition of revenue, identification of revenue. When we try to identify it, we it accrues to the area of equity to the of owners. Matlab ultimately, if the organization earns even a single penny, who's this particular money going to, everyone? Whenever we have any specific money to pay, it goes directly to the equity. They are the ones who have the right to receive it. You know. Chaliye, moving on to the next point. Consider the following items: debentures, prepaid rent, then we have interest accrued and bank ODs. Which of them are current liabilities, everyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. When we talk about the current liabilities, debentures are long term. Prepaid rent is a chill mode where we know that we have already paid to the person. So this is a current asset. Interest accrued and bank OD. Interest accrued in the terms simply means the money which we're supposed to receive. So this is current asset only. Okay. And then bank OD. So the correct answer is bank overdraft. Then everybody. Now let's move on. The answer is B4. Conversion cost is the sum of indirect wages and factory overhead, direct wages, direct expenses, factory overhead, direct material cost and indirect wages, and there is prime cost and selling and distribution overhead. Conversion cost. Acha, conversion cost is basically, pata there are, this is a part of costing up. We have direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. These are a part of prime cost. And when we say indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. Okay. Now the point says when we talk about conversion, what is converted, everyone? First of all, you need to know what is exactly being converted. We are converting our raw material into finished goods. For this purpose, we would include everything but will not include direct material cost. Material cost, the material is the thing which is being converted. So that cost is excluded. Rest every other cost and indirect cost are also part of it. That means direct expenses and indirect wages, they are both a part of it. So these two are a part of it. And then even the factory overheads. Because without going through the factory overheads, how am I going to produce things? You know? So this is indirect. If I look at the particular cost there, first is prime cost and then is overheads. Prime cost has direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. While if we talk about overheads, it has indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. And among these, leave the material. And we are left with these. Direct labor, direct expenses, indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. So the correct answer in this case would be this. This is not included. Okay, the factory overheads includes all of these. Next question, everyone. This is a portion of assertion and reasoning. As I told you, now I'm going to cover all the different types of questions. So please go ahead and answer. Assertion and reasoning both are given, everyone. Premium. Premium matlab this is a part of module B. What's going to be the answer? Premium received on issue of shares is credited to the share premium account, but not to the profit and loss. Since share premium is not a trading profit, it is not distributed to the shareholders. Both A and B are true, but R is not correct. A is false and but R is correct. But both A and R are true, but R is correct. Explanation of A and A is correct, but R is false. Premium on issue. So the premium on issue is allowed. Discount is not allowed. Huh? What's going to be the answer? Since share premium is not a trading profit, it is not distributed to the shareholders. वैसे ना, always remember, premium is basically the money you are getting over and above your price of the particular uh, price of the share. So we are just trying to say that I am a reputed company, so my price should be definitely a little above than the other people. So in this case, both A and R are correct, but the answer would be that this is also correct. This is not a trading profit. This is a capital profit that you are making. So I think I'll go for both. So the answer is also both are correct. Consider the following, everyone: basic, defense, and interval ratio, current ratio, super quick ratio, or quick ratio. Arrange the following ratios in the specific order of liquidity. Whereas in our book, we have got quick and current ratios. This is basically from a specific previous year examination of some other set. So the answer I'm just sharing with you directly. Okay, when we talk about this area, first of all, you have two. You have to, when we talk about liquidity in descending order, descending, this is uh, the least current, matlab least liquid is current ratio. Then the second one would be fourth. Quick ratio is after that, and then we have the area of super quick ratio. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, everyone. Done. So this is the answer. Let's move on to the next question. Which one of the following concepts is used as a fund in the preparation of fund flow, everyone? Cash flow and fund flow are two different areas. So go ahead and answer. Cash, current assets, working capital, cash, or all financial resources. Anshi, current assets, working capital, cash, or all financial resources. What's going to be the answer, everyone? Current assets, working capital, cash. These are all financial resources. I won't say, see, anything which brings money into the business is going to be a part of fund flow, na? Isn't it? So in this case, the correct answer is all these financials are covered in it. Next question. Window dressing. Pata, this is a very important term. This is the reason that companies like Satyam got done with. Go ahead. Window dressing is basically, pata window, if you look at the window and you are trying to peep into someone's house, if the window is showing ki, "Arey, both the areas, it is all dirty and clumsy," maybe near the window they would have kept all the things there. But people would think, "Acha, I believe this is the area, then probably this will happen." You know? So in this case, what will happen? But another point, if I want to portray that as if my organization is really good, what I'll do is maybe I'll keep a lot of dirt and clumsy things around the areas where the window isn't visible. On the window, I'll keep the most costly things and showy, blingy things so that people can understand, yeah, this is what I'm having. You know? So what will happen? Window dressing would simply mean what you are being shown and what exactly is two different areas. You know? What's gonna be the answer? Conservatism convention, convention of disclosure, convention of materiality, or area of book value. They are saying window dressing is prohibited due to everyone. If the entire area is not clumsy, and if the area near the window was the only place which was clumsy, pata what can I do? I'll open the door as well. I'll let people come in because they will see that probably only that specific area is dirty right now, rest everything is clean. They would feel ki, oh, now we know that this area is good, right? Or if that part is there, then I will have multiple areas where I'll have to open up to people so that kal ko people don't come up that, Niharika ma'am, what you were showing and what exactly is true are two different things. Huh? You're not doing the things properly. So that particular thing is not happening. This is convention of disclosure, everyone. Next point. Assertion ratio analysis is one of the tools employed to know the financial health of the concern. Ratio analysis is not the only technique available to take the investment decision. वैसे पता है there are many specific financial statements and especially there are many financial tools which are used. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation. Both A and R are true, but R is not incorrect. A is true, but R is false. A is false, but R is true. What's going to be the answer according to you? Ratio analysis is one of the tools employed. Yes, it is one of the tools, but yes, this is not the only technique. Other than ratios, we have cash flow, we have fund flow, we have financial statement analysis, we have trend analysis. You name it, there are so many tools for the analysis of these financial organizations. So it is something which is really very, very important for any organization out there. Okay, now comes the next question. The funds available with the company after paying all the claims, including tax and dividend, is called net profit, net operating profit, or capital profit, or retained earnings. The amount which is available after making the payment to everybody else is your operating profit. This is the profit which you are making because you are working in your business. That's the rule, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the area of AFM. Acha. In the last class, we had started with the practice questions. We would be continuing further today. Before we proceed further, everyone, please go ahead and like this particular session and don't forget to share it as well, everyone. Okay, so what is it that we're talking about today? We're going to talk about the blend of questions that we have started for individual chapters. Please go through the previous playlist in which I've covered all these topics individually, right? Now, let's start with the particular topic further. The first question. Accounting information refers to only events which are concerned with the business firm. Accounting information is presented in the financial statements. A is correct, B is wrong, or both are correct, or one is wrong, one is right, and both are wrong. वैसे तो it is totally related with the area of the business events only. And yes, it is related to the area of financial statements. And this one is correct. Assertion is correct, but I won't think that accounting information. This question has to be checked again because both are correct. Because accounting information that we note down in the books of accounts is based upon the actual accounting, and accounting information is presented in the financial statements. Yes, it is done that way. So this answer is wrong. When average cost is declining, this is a part of costing there. Average cost is your mean. matlab, You have the higher or the lower cost and then you find the average of it. Marginal is the variable cost. है ना? So what would be the answer in this case? Marginal cost must be declining, marginal cost must be above average cost, or basically when average cost is declining, marginal is also declining. They both go hand in hand. But when we talk about the specific area of when average cost is declining, at that point of time, the marginal cost must be above the average cost. Only at that time the marginal cost is above the average. But once one particular part of it starts declining, then this also starts declining further. ठीक है? Next question, everyone. Which of the following will result into sources of funds? Increase in current assets, decrease in CA, increase in current liabilities, or decrease in current liabilities? Codes. What's going to be the answer, everyone? One and two, two and three, one and three, or two and four? What's the correct answer according to you? The answer is 1 and 3. Into sources of funds, matlab you are getting money. One is you are getting money if you are having an increase in current assets or a decrease in current liabilities. In this case, you are having, sorry, increase in current liabilities. Matlab if I'm taking a lot of loans or if I'm buying a lot of current assets. In both the areas, this will lead to sources of funds. Sources yani you are getting funds for the business. Done? Let's move on to the next point. One and three. Acha, everyone, the marginal costing contribution is equal to what? This was among the last few chapters that we did. What do you mean by this? Everybody? Sales minus FC? Or sales minus variable cost, sales minus profit, or sales minus variable cost minus fixed cost? In this case, when you're trying to find the answer, this is basically marginal costing is equal to the variable cost. The term contribution is based upon Only one part. The actually main method is sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution minus the fixed cost will give us the profit. So your answer should be sales minus variable cost. Done? Insurance expenses paid to bring an equipment from the place of purchase to the place of installation. Okay, very simple thing. I would have bought an AC and I'm getting the AC to my place. है ना? What will happen? If I get an AC and I'm bringing it to my place, then what will happen? There's only one thing that will happen. The particular transportation cost is going to be a part of the cost of AC. Isn't it? Because till the time I don't get that particular AC to my place, how will things work out? है ना? Simple yet very important point. Revenue expenditure, capital expenditure, deferred revenue or operating. I am building up something. Na? When I'm trying to build up something or I'm trying to make something, that's a part of capital expenditure. Basically, the term capital expenditure says when the things are ready to use. We are trying to make it to a situation where it is ready to use. Not using as such, but once a thing is brought to a situation where it is ready to use, it's called capital expenditure. So that's capital expenditure for you, everyone. Next point. Acha, just a moment. Just a moment, everyone. We were talking about capital expenditure now. So just what do you mean by the revenue expenditure then before we move forward? What do you mean by revenue expenditure? Revenue is related to the area of revenue is related to the specific area of regular earnings. मतलब anything that you are doing for the business for your regular earnings is revenue based expenditure. ठीक है? So here comes the next question, everyone. ABC Limited was incorporated with an authorized share capital of 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. The board of directors of the company decided to allot 10,000 shares credited as fully paid to the promoters of the company of their services, which account should be debited to the books of accounts. Whenever you give any shares to your promoters are whom? The people who actually brought the particular company into being. And it is their hard work that the company is existing, isn't it? If the company is existing because of them, then they are normally should be taken to the promoter account. वैसे it is not promoter account either. We take it into the in area of incorporation expenses, or whenever we are giving them the share capital, then we will have to take it to the goodwill account. The answer is C, everyone. The answer is goodwill account. Next point, what do you mean by master budget? Financial budget, functional budget, operational budget, summary budget, or financial budget? What do you mean by master budget? Simple way of explaining the master budget refers to the budget which is containing all the specific uh, budgets in itself. मतलब production budget, sales budget, cash budget, then expenses budget, income budget. Then we have different types of budgets now. When we are trying to earn, when we are trying to produce, all those things are included in it. All those are not included. मतलब in we create all these particular budgets individually, but in this case we also create a cluster of it as well. right? Done. Chaliye. So in this case, the correct answer should be functional budget, operational, operating, summary, or financial. The answer is summary budget. The budget which is the cluster of all the budgets. Got the idea? I'm sorry. The main difference between marginal and absorption costing lies between direct cost, fixed overhead, variable or semi-variable. Everybody, what's the difference? Marginal as well as absorption. Marginal is obsessed with only one thing, variable costing. Absorption looks at every cost. Matlab, the marginal cost says that I will just include average cost. Matlab, I will just include the variable cost. I'm sorry. While absorption costing talks about the fixed cost plus variable cost. So the basic area of difference lies is that this particularly focuses on the area of variable cost. The main point is variable overheads everyone. Done everyone? Easy pyara sa question. But can it be asked in the examination? Indeed, such kind of questions can be asked in the examination. Okay, how does the concept of materiality impact accounting practices? It requires a strict recording of all financial transactions regardless of their significance. It allows the exclusion of trivial or insignificant items that do not affect decision making. It mandates the presentation of dissimilar matlab the ones which are not similar, right? Dissimilar items separately in the financial statements, or it prioritizes theoretical correctness over practical usefulness. Whereas in accountancy, you will never find there is some theory that is important. Matlab, till date, I'd been learning accountancy from every nook and corner is always a practical part. The theory is something that we come to know about or we understand only when we are very clear about the practical side of it. Because the theory can be easily understood through its application, isn't it? So, when we're talking about materiality, concept of materiality, materiality simply says do not record everything. Record only those specific things which are very important or very material, very much relevant for the organization. Okay, so in this case, it mandates the when we talk about the concept of materiality, na, it means that everything which is really important should be specified, but it allows the for the exclusion of trivial or insignificant items. Matlab everyone for a specific decision, whatever is most important variable, they should be considered. You know? Done. So this is the answer. B. It allows exclusion of the trivial or insignificant items. Matlab the ones which are not really very big and they should not be paid attention to. And this is not based upon the CA firm or you can say the organization which they're talking about. It is based upon the amount which is involved. Then everyone, now let's move on to the next question. Under what circumstances might an entity choose not to present items separately in the financial statements? वैसे तो AS1 says full disclosure. When we talk about the circumstances in which AS1 does not present separately, in every organization you have to do it. When they are immaterial and dissimilar, that is one particular point. Then is second is basically when they are significant when they are immaterial and of a dissimilar nature function, when they are uh, significant but no does not have a specific major impact, when they have a material but it cannot be accurately determined, or when they are immaterial but the similar nature or the function is there. Okay, just a moment. Somehow the answer has been said attached. The answer is actually A. Whatever is very immaterial and very dissimilar in nature, no, you don't really have to tell it. But all the significant items which affects the decision making of the company, they should be told in advance. Otherwise, company can face major problems because of this. That part is definitely correct. Done, everyone? So in this case, the correct answer is that when they're immaterial or dissimilar, then you need not to tell anything about it. Which merits of double entry system ensures the both personal and impersonal accounts are kept, providing a complete record of the business transaction, everyone. It allows the checking of arithmetical accuracy. Then it enables the preparation of the profit and loss account. It allows it a comparison of current year activities with the previous years. And then is it's complete it completes a complete record of the business. When we have a bookkeeping and we are trying to reconcile now, then whatever information we possess and whatever we are imparting, that particular thing is termed in terms of full disclosure principle. Done, everyone? What's going to be the answer, everyone? Everybody, what's the answer? Started. So please